everyone. It's Melissa from Gilda's Club, Grand Rapids. It's so good to be with you today. Hope that we find you healthy and strong and enjoying, probably for some of you, the last couple of days of summer. I hope that you've had a very good and restful summer and safe. We're glad that we can come together on this virtual program in our virtual clubhouse. We are having a few groups back in the clubhouse. Please look at our calendar to see if your group is one of those people that are visiting the clubhouse for usually once a month. Or look on our website. That's www.gildasclubgr.org. Or you can give us a call, 453-8300. If you're new to Gilda's Club and you're new to a cancer or grief journey, please give us a call if you'd like to get connected with our free support program. We would love to talk with you and bring you into our community. Today, we are having a wonderful program with some very extraordinary people. Our topic is to talk about our West Side Walk. And you're probably wondering, what is West Side Walk and who does Melissa have with her today? Well, we have Shawn Campbell. She's the Vice President of Fund Development and Engagement at Gilda's Club. Hi, Shawn. Nice to have you.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, everyone.
And then we have Hannah. She's the Director of Brand Awareness and Communications. And funny enough, Hannah's always here on every Facebook Live, but nobody ever gets to see her very often. So it's great to have you, Hannah.
Thanks.
She's really what makes this whole program work. And then we have Leslee Hardebeck, who is a Gilda's Club volunteer leadership team member and a volunteer extraordinaire. She's been with us a long time. You'll find out in a little bit. And she's also the top West Side Walk fundraiser. It's great to have you, Leslee.
Thanks, Melissa.
So all things West Side Walk today. So we're going to start with Shawn. And why don't you tell us about West Side Walk? What's going on this year?
Sure. Well, we're really excited to have West Side Walk back at our clubhouse on Bridge Street at 1806 Bridge Street. It's earlier this year, we kicked off a year-long celebration of Gilda's Club 20th anniversary. And so we're super excited to share in this event with the community, continue that 20-year anniversary celebration of providing free cancer and grief support, and bring people back to the clubhouse and gather in a safe way to be able to host one of our most important fundraising events that keeps those programs free for the community. The event this year is going to take place on Saturday, September 18th, and it starts and ends at Gilda's Club. And it really is a nice way for people to come out and be together with other people who have been on a cancer grief journey and really recognize and be in the mission of what Gilda's Club provides every day.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Thank you. Leslee, you've been involved with Gilda's Club since before we were open, really. How long? We were just talking about this yesterday.
22 years now.
Wow, 22 years. Thank you for your service.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, we really, Gilda's Club really would not be where it is today if it weren't for our volunteers and all your dedication and hard work to us. And we really so appreciate that. What makes Gilda's Club mission important to you? And in addition, the West Side Walk.
Well, our mission of providing free emotional health care for those on a cancer and grief journey is something that is not available. On a cancer journey, many of our members get lots of medical information thrown at them. They get some family support, but unless you've walked in their shoes and gone through the same journey, it's not the same. So our mission is to bring people together that can share that journey with others, both cancer and grief. And as you can see, having get involved so very, very long ago, my mom had breast cancer and died in 1988, actually before Gilda Radner even died. And so of course, there were no Gilda's clubs there to navigate either through her cancer journey of 6.5 years or through the grief journey. She was only 60, I was 34. And my daughter wasn't even 4 yet to try to remember grandma. So it was tough back then. So when I heard about a Gilda's Club coming, I just jumped right in and thought, I have to get involved with this. You know, if I can make a difference in some people's lives. And I just so enjoy it. One of my biggest volunteer things is I'm a parlor host. So I greet our members when they come in the door, answer the phones. And for some people coming in that door the first time, it's a scary, scary thing. So we like to think of ourselves as warm and welcoming. It's a very nice environment to come to. So that's important. And I like to talk a lot, so I fit right in. So when the West Side Walk came about, it was just another opportunity to do something for Gilda's Club, as actually Gilda's Club has given me way more than I have ever given Gilda. So I jumped right in fundraising. Most of my friends all know when I come calling, it's open your checkbooks. You know, I've been walking since the first walk in 2015. I missed 1 year, but I've raised over $10,000, which I'm very, very proud of. And, you know, my friends see me coming and it's like, okay, which event now? So I am very blessed to have those friends and family in my life to support something that I feel so passionate about.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and for really taking that experience and turning it around into service for others, and seeing the importance of coming from a space of not having that and seeing the importance of wanting to provide that now. Here we have this opportunity so that no one has to face a cancer or grief journey alone, that there is emotional support available and it's free. And that's one of the reasons why we do the fundraising, right? Yeah. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Leslee.
You're
Beautiful
wonderful.
story. I don't think I knew that story, so I'm very touched. That's neat. Yeah. So Shawn, why is West Side Walk important to Gilda's Club?
Oh, I think West Side Walk is important for a lot of reasons, and it kind of crosses over, you know, many different areas. Where Leslee spoke to it being a fundraising event, and we do encourage participants to fundraise and raise money for West Side Walk, but we also, you know, during COVID in the last couple of years, we also allow for people to participate virtually and where they are at. So it is a very inclusive event, because you may choose to come to the clubhouse, you may choose to walk in your own neighborhood, you may choose to support, you know, you might do a small 1 block walk in honor of your mom or someone that you knew. And you might choose to come and gather with people. So it's an important piece, because it really, like Gilda's Club and being a member here, it meets everybody where they're at and what they're doing at that time. So from that piece, it is an important part of engagement with our community, because there's a lot of different ways you can participate. And while we encourage fundraising, and I know Hannah's going to give a little sneak peek to our 2021 t-shirt, when people raise $100, they earn their official shirt that I know Leslie's got on today, and Hannah, and you got one, Melissa. And you don't have to raise funds. You can also be a part of the event. You know, it's free to anyone who attends. And sometimes we have people who come out, and the first year they're just kind of checking things out, and then the next year they might be one of our best advocates and getting people involved. And it's a way where families and people like Leslee who've been, touched can share and give back to the programs and services that have been provided. It's a way for companies to be able to engage with their employees, because unfortunately, we all know someone who's been affected by cancer or grief. So it's a really accessible way to participate with Gilda's Club. So it's important, from that standpoint. And it is one of our main fundraisers to ensure that we can have the funds needed to provide our services. So it's really got a multifaceted way. And I know, Melissa, if you want to share about how we intertwine the mission into that day too, as someone who's working directly with members, that's an important piece on why it's important as well.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Shawn. Yeah, and it kind of really weaves Leslee's story in with our mission too, and this activity that we have at Westside Walk is that we often have had the wall of memory and hope, and memory and honor, and now we've changed it into flags, and we put them up all around the property, and you can honor someone in your life who either is on a cancer journey, or yourself, or someone who has died, or both of those things, was on a cancer journey and has died. And you can decorate a piece of, it's a piece of paper that's cut like a flag, and you have an opportunity to decorate that, write their name on it, write a message to them, write a message to other people. You can, we also have ones that are just for messages of hope and strength to each other, like keep it going, you've got this, we're in this together, all of that kind of thing. But it's a very memorable moment to be able to fill out, decorate, speak the name of your person, or have the person there with you, creating a flag together, and then walking in honor of that experience. And it really also, when you step back then and you take a look at all of these flags and all of the people, and that it gives you that sense of community, of why we're here. And it doesn't matter if the person had cancer 20 years ago or last week, you can still make a flag for them and honor them. And we have a 30-year breast cancer survivor who comes to the walk every year, and we make flags for her, and she has a crew that walks with her. And so we like to celebrate on all levels. And it really is one of those things, for me anyway, that really ties our community together and highlights why we're there, celebrating being a community of support. So yeah, it's kind of a long explanation, but anyway, I'm feeling very emotional about it today. Yeah, it's really, and I will say, as a staff person, it has always been a great honor and privilege to be involved in that activity and be with people as they draw those flags up, because it's a very personal moment, and I appreciate that. So, all right. Well, Hannah, we're going to bring you into this conversation. I know it probably feels weird to you to actually speak something while we're on, but it's good. And how can someone get registered for the walk?
Yeah, well, I'm going to share my screen for just a minute to show you our website, because that is the easiest way for someone to register for the Westside Walk. You can go to gildasclubgr.org/walk, which we have linked in the description of this Facebook Live. And it takes you to our walk homepage, which you can see right here that there's already people walking. You'll see that Leslie started her fundraising. She's got some people giving her gifts. And if you want to join, the best way to do it is by clicking this registration button right here in the top right corner. Once you do that, there's a couple of questions that'll go through, just asking contact information and things like that. And at the end, you will see I've already registered for the walk. So at the end, you'll have an opportunity to create your personal fundraising page, which you guys have both mentioned it. People walk for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes it's honoring a person in their life who has died, or a cancer journey, or perhaps they're still in the midst of their cancer journey and they want to honor a specific milestone. I know in the past we've had somebody honor, like they celebrated the end of their chemo treatment as they transitioned into a different phase of their journey. And they chose, since Gilda's Club had given them so much through that process, to fundraise in honor of the West Side Walk there. And so what this page really lets you do is share that with others. I'm going to show you mine really quickly so you can see what it'll look like. I've personalized this, so you can add a picture, you can add a story, and you can set fundraising goals. And it kind of acts as a basis for your fundraising campaign or raising awareness for Gilda's Club as well. So in this page, you can, if you've got a team where, let's say you have some family and friends that you'd like to join you at the West Side Walk, you can invite them, form a team name. I'm part of the Gilda's Greats team, which is actually what we call our staff team. But there's so many different teams. You've mentioned the breast cancer 30-year survivor. She leads a team called Breast Buddies with other people in that group. So you can have fun with it and really rally all together to help raise awareness for Gilda's Club and our program, as well as funds that help support our program as well.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And if someone is having trouble just doing that, I'm not going to say that I might have been one of those people. Can we just call the clubhouse and get some help?
Yeah, you can call the clubhouse. The person answering the phone, depending on who's online, might not be able to immediately help you, but someone will get in touch, give you a call back, and either walk you through it or see if we can register you over the phone. So.
And I just want to add in there that why we talked about teams, you know, we have a lot of individual walkers as well. So, and sometimes signing up and walking as an individual is a springboard to maybe gathering a team the next year or asking some people to join you. So just wanted to make sure people who are listening know that they can register just themselves, just with their kids, whatever they're comfortable with, and as individuals or as a team.
Okay. Oh, that's great. So you mentioned, Hannah, that fundraising, which we've talked a little bit about, and while the walk is free, to participate, that we encourage people to do some fundraising. How do you suggest people get started in doing that?
Yeah, we have some suggestions we like to make, and the first of which is actually during the registration process, which is to set a goal. So sometimes having a goal that you can work towards, and it can be anything from wanting to raise $20 or $50 or $100. And let me share my screen one more time to share, should let you see what our 2021 walk shirt looks like. Setting a goal gives you something to work towards. You can set a goal that's meaningful to you. Maybe it is earning this t-shirt, which you can kind of see this year. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oops. So you can kind of see that it's going to be celebrating this year. Shawn mentioned we're celebrating our 20 years of Gilda's Club. So we've acknowledged that in our West Side Walk. And we're so excited that so many people are going to be able to come together and celebrate with us on September 18th at the walk. So we're really looking forward to being together again. The other thing that is good about setting a goal is it gives you an opportunity to track your progress. So sending out notes to family and friends, you can make your own thermometer and just kind of track against the goal. We also would encourage you to consider starting by making a self-donation to show others that you're leading by example and a cause that really means a lot to you. And sometimes the first gift can be the hardest to get. So making a self-donation of any amount is a good way to just kind of jumpstart that fundraising process.
I'm gonna jump in here really quick and just say, I tried that last year and it was a little bit like magic. I mean, the other years it was difficult to get started, but once I had made a donation, it was like people just felt much more comfortable in donating. So it works really well.
Yeah, well, and we're always honored when people choose to donate to Gilda's Club, because there are so many really worthwhile causes out there that you can choose to give your time and treasure and talent to. So sometimes when people are fundraising for others, seeing that not only is it a cause that you want to share about, but it's a cause that you personally chose to donate to, can make a really big impact for us and for fundraising efforts.
Yes.
So you mentioned too, like making that first gift, it's also important to share what you're doing. So setting up this page, whether you're on social media or maybe you're writing letters or making phone calls, share your story about why Gilda's Club is important and why you're choosing Gilda's Club to fundraise for. You don't know, sometimes I'm surprised when I do that on my social media, who I connect with that maybe I haven't talked to them in a while, or I didn't know that this had touched their life until they message me or choose to make a gift. So you never know what kind of connections you'll make or who will see the story you share. And it might not be the people you immediately think of when you consider starting to ask friends and family for gifts. And we also encourage you to engage your local community. Think about who you could ask. This year, one of the things that we're launching, which will be more about tomorrow on our Facebook page, which is exciting, is a 20 for 20 challenge, which we're encouraging you to talk to 20 people into donating $20 for Gilda's 20th birthday. And one of the things that's most exciting about this is our friends at Lake Michigan Credit Union, who are huge supporters of Gilda's Club, will be matching dollar for dollar the first $9,000 raised in participant fundraising for this event. So right now, we still haven't reached that goal. And that means that every dollar you raise is actually $2, because Lake Michigan Credit Union is matching it as well with a event gift, which is wonderful and really helps our efforts go further. So as you're thinking about it, and we're raising awareness for the work that Gilda's has been doing for 20 years, start thinking about 20 different people in your community, whether it's friends or family, or even things like maybe your hairdressers, or if you work with an accountant, people you might be able to ask to make a $20 gift in honor of Gilda's Club's 20th anniversary. So there's a couple different ways that you can kind of just get started. I don't know, Leslie, if you have one thing, since you're one of our top fundraisers, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but what's one of the things that you would encourage others to think about doing?
I just start blitzing people from your personal page there on the website. There's a thing on the left called send invitations, that there's a scripted letter, but I always doctor it up and just start sending it. And there's a link to your personal page on there with your story and your fundraising goal, where they can make a credit card donation. Or a lot of people feel more comfortable writing a check to Gilda's Club, which we'll gladly take too. I have done the Facebook page. I haven't found it to be as successful for myself, although 2 years ago, I got a donation from someone I went to high school with, graduated in 1971, and have never heard from her before, but found out that she'd had cancer and seen our Detroit area Gilda's Club. So that was a surprise. So I probably will have to do it, because you never know who's out there. They might be just lurking my Facebook page.
Well, and Facebook is a good way to do it. I helped another walk participant yesterday get the word out by Facebook and do that post. And I think he's up to, around $300 or so that he's raised in the last 24 hours. And that's a cool piece about this too, is we're not asking people, $20, 20 people. We're not asking for $100. We're not asking for a large gift. We're asking someone to give up their Starbucks, for the week, or to consider any dollar amount, which is what also makes this event really cool, is we get to see on the back end how literally everybody's $5 gift, $10, whatever it is, it all adds up to make such a big impact. And so again, it can be any dollar, any dollar amounts, which is what's cool about this event too.
That's great. And I don't know if it was said before, but I'm thinking of this now, so I'm just going to bring it up, that the monies that are raised at the West Side Walk all stay at our Gilda's Club. This is specific to us.
Yeah, I'll add that all the funds Gilda's Club raise stays local. You don't have to be local to use our programs and services in this virtual format. We've had members joining in from the West Coast or the UP, which is great, but it does fund our local clubhouse, which houses our local team in the in-person component.
Yeah, and I do want to highlight that we have run a full virtual clubhouse all during COVID and the shutdown, and we continue to do that. And we're looking to the future when we're going to be back together, that we will continue that virtual portion of it. So, because we've had just such delight in having people who are in the hospital and getting treatment able to still join group, or across the country, or we're on vacation that has happened, that they still want to be able to come to their group, and they're able to do that. And so we want to continue to support our members where they're at. And that's one way that we've really learned. COVID has really taught us how to do that and how to roll with that. And so all the dollars we raise will help us continue to do all of that great programming and community building. So support. Yeah. Well, anything else you guys can think of that we didn't cover?
No, I think I just reiterate one more time that if you are interested in joining and the websites, you can't do it on the website, or you want to talk to somebody, give us a phone call or send us an email at info@gildasclubgr.org, and we'll make sure to follow up with you and help get you plugged in to the West Side Walk.
That's great. All right. Well, Leslee, I know that you have to drop off because you are a very busy person, doing all your volunteer work. So thank you. We're going to let you go. And then we have one more little additional thing. We're going to interview our Shawn in our series of getting to know our staff. So Leslee, I just wanted to thank you.
I want to hear that.
Oh, you do? All right. We're good then. You hang out. That's good.
You can't get off that easy, Shawn.
All right. Well, I wanted to honor your time, Leslee. So
That's okay.
Great. Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
Good. Okay. Well, Shawn, hello. So it's so great to have you on staff, and I'm so glad to have this opportunity just to interview you and learn more about you and about why you're at Gilda's Club. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now for Gilda's Club, and how that's probably changed since the last time you were with us, and then a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, I am so humbled to be on this call with you and the other ladies in the audience that's tuning in, because it is such a special place. And even today at the clubhouse, our friends from Lax Industries stopped by to present us with a check from their employee giving, and just the community support that goes around everybody who is on a cancer grief journey. It's just really heartfelt and touching, and I'm very privileged to be a part of that. And so I'm grateful to be here. In my role, I'm working on some sustainable fundraising practices to make sure that we can continue in our next 20 years. We have 20 years behind us of community support, and what does that look like for the next 20 years, and making sure that we have the funding that's needed to meet the need, because oftentimes the need is outpacing our funding opportunities. So, I want to work on some sustainable fundraising practices, and then also some strategy development for targeted donor groups as well, and making sure that we're sharing the story. I think, Melissa, you mentioned that we've maintained this virtual clubhouse the entire time, during the pandemic. And that's an important piece to share, because Gilda's really didn't miss a beat, and we're still there helping everybody in a time that's uncertain for so many, and been able to be that lifeline. So it really is, I'm grateful to be here and be a small part of what this team is doing every day for our community. So that's a little bit about what my role is, but I've worked in nonprofit for many years. And I hope I'm not holding Leslee up from her. I know she volunteers at Meyer Gardens, which is where I started my nonprofit career in Grand Rapids back in 2002. So, I hope that's not where I'm keeping her from going.
No. If I told you, you'd want to join me where I'm going.
Oh, well, it must be for wine.
Okay,
So
it's
there's-
my beer drinking buddies that have been very supportive. So I've already asked them for the donations for today. So
Good.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I've been with Gilda's for over 5 years now, and have really enjoyed getting to know the team and seeing the different members and folks taking advantage of the services that we provide.
Oh, that's great. Well, we love having you, and we're really excited about your new focus with us, and excited about all of the new programs and support that you are already, the wheels are turning and things are happening, and it's great. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We know now that you like wine.
Really not that much, but I.
All right. Well, once in a while. Oh, that's good. So tell us a bit about yourself, and
Sure.
sure. Whatever you want to tell us, if you want to talk about your family or things that you enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some people, a funny connection with Gilda's, I'll just share about my family too, is when I interviewed with the president, Wendy, probably like 6 years ago. This was about the time frame. She did a quick phone screen to sort through what I imagine was probably a lot of applicants to kind of start at least narrowing it down. And at the end of that 30 minutes, she said, "Is there anything else, that I should know before I get off the phone with you?" And I said, "Well, that cute little boy with the glasses and the Laugh Us shirt in front of the microphone and all the Laugh Us advertising, he actually belongs to me." So we've been, big fans of Gilda's Club. We have family that lives in Lowell, and of course with our clubhouse in Lowell too, was connected through Pink Arrow and the services that we provide out there. And Zach, my son Zach, he's 15 now, but he took part in that kids joke night at the Children's Museum that year. And then he just kept showing up. He thought he was a celebrity. We were at movies in the park downtown, and on the big screen came a Laugh Us advertisement with his picture.
Oh,
That
wow.
was the coolest, thing. So I share that little tidbit, which is kind of fun. And my husband Pete and I have been married for 8 years, and he's a trooper and helps support wherever I'm working, whatever cause I'm doing. So,
Oh, that's great. Well, any activities that you like to do outside of Gilda's? How do you have fun and take care of yourself?
Yeah. This is a one of my favorite times of the year, and I'm spoiled in the sense that my parents have a pool, and I do enjoy spending a lot of time there about this time. But beyond the pool, we also play badminton there, and so we can get some pretty heated games going, and that we're a competitive family, maybe some would say. So we're pretty actively involved in sports, and I'm looking forward to the fall too, because my son will be starting fall baseball on Saturday, and that's our favorite baseball season. So we're having a lot of fun with that too.
Oh, that's great. Well, it really is great to have you on staff. You're such a positive force and bring a lot of creativity and groundedness to Gilda's Club, and really appreciate that. I do as a coworker. I know Hannah feels this way too. So, so it
Well,
is
thanks
so
much.
Yes, and Leslie probably does too. I just haven't talked to her about it. Not that we're talking about you, Shawn. Or anything.
Right, I'm sure you have nothing better to do.
Anyway, oh well, it's good to have you and Zach and your husband, all the whole team on our team, and yeah, so. Great. I think that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions for Shawn or for me or thoughts? No? Okay, great. So,
Just hope for a good day.
Yes, I totally agree. Yes. And so all of you out there who are listening, if you liked this episode, please just like it, click it, I'm so tech unsavvy. It's, whatever you're supposed to do to like it, thumbs up or whatever. And if you think someone would like to hear about this, please share this post. Or if you have a question for us or a thought, or again, if you're new to a grief or cancer journey and you would like to get connected with our free cancer support or grief support community, we would love to talk with you and get you connected. You can just reach out to us at 453-8300, or you can get on our website, gildasclubgr.org, and just email us and let us know you're interested in getting connected. So otherwise, as Leslie says, we hope that you all have a wonderful day. Stay cool out there, even though it's only 75, it feels a little bit oppressive, so stay cool. And remember to stay grounded and take things slow and take time and take care of your emotional health as you enter this time. If you're going back to school or you're going back to work or whatever changes are happening in your life, know that you're not alone, and be with yourself. So that's it. Be well, everyone. Take care.